What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Facts and Stats. This is now episode 86. I have a guest here with me. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Then we're going to go ahead and get started.
Hello, hello, hello. This is the Wonderkin Show. Name is Nitro. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good today, man. How you doing today?
Doing great, magnificent.
It was a tough day 48 hours ago in Ravens flock or Ravens Nation. Us
Yeah.
both being big, huge Ravens fans. Before we dive into that, I do want to remind everybody that's going to watch this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend about everything about Facts and Stats. I do want to bring another thing to you all attention. I do host Twitter Spaces every day at 11 a.m. So make sure you follow Facts and Stats Twitter. That's Facts and Stats at Facts and Stats _ where there's various topics, and also I have a clip of one of my live reactions to the Lamar Jackson news. So, Nitro, my brother, how did you respond to the news when we seen a tweet 2 days ago? Actually, Lamar Jackson tweeted out that a letter to my fans. He requested a trade on March 2nd and so forth. Well, what was your reaction to that?
Bro, I wasn't even surprised. I was mad, but I wasn't surprised. Because here's the thing, right? Everyone's going to go off the notion and the mentality that this is business, right? But in business, there's certain lines that you just don't cross. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You have to keep it cordial to get the business deal done. What the Ravens are doing is flexing on Lamar because what they did was they already set everything in motion behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So what they're doing to him is saying, look, we'll give you this, right? Or you'll play on that and trust and believe no one's going to pick you up. And Lamar's probably saying, well, how do you know that? Go out there and try and go look. And guess what happened? So
Yeah.
now Lamar's saying, you know what? That's fine. I want to trade. Y'all ain't doing it. And how did they even respond to that? Think about this real quick. How did they even respond to it, bro? Who? Nelson Aguilar?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's their pick. Mr.
Yeah.
Dropsies himself? Did
Yeah.
they not learn from Lee Evans?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, bro, so I was sitting there, tears in my eyes, soul crushing. But I knew. I already knew. And I was like, there it goes. And he put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. So for me, he literally tweeted this at 10:48 a.m. And as I was just telling you all, I do Twitter Spaces every day at 11 a.m. Nitro comes in here and there, and it was tough for me because I have a whole community, and my spaces get a lot of listeners. 200 plus or so on a day-to-day basis. So, and everybody knows how I feel about this situation and Lamar Jackson in general. I have a tweet here that's on the that I'm gonna show on the screen of me. This is September 6th, 2022. I tweeted this at 8:24 a.m. and it says, "I had a dream. Lamar signed an extension last night." Uh, that was tough for me. Oh, you can't even see the tweet on my screen. Um, but that was tough for me because this is a guy that I want in Baltimore for a long period of time in his career.
Pause.
We had 5 years with him. And even when we drafted him, I was ecstatic. Even his interview, or even his little after the draft with Deion Sanders, everything that he said, was like, "Wow, we're getting a good kid. We're getting a good guy." And he made a promise that he was going to bring a Super Bowl to Baltimore. So I instantly fell in love with Lamar Jackson. Joe Flacco, he got it done. He was okay, but his time was coming, as you can see. He got hurt. Lamar came in. I think he went 6-1. Led us to the
Rookie
playoffs.
year.
Looked like an unstoppable quarterback, especially with his legs. And then he grew over time with his arm and so forth. And now he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. People were telling me, man, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. I still have faith. I still have faith.
Yeah.
Until now, things are a little changing for me. So someone came into my space Monday, and said, and he's a Ravens fan. He said to me, "How would you feel if I go back home?" He's from Louisiana, New Orleans. So this is my reaction to him saying, "How would you feel if I go back home?" Hey, you part of the problem because you're not a Ravens fan, you're a Lamar fan. Go back home. Go back home. So that just gives you a little glimpse of how Monday was for me. It was tough. I couldn't talk. I didn't even want to host the space as long as I did. And even while the space was up, I wasn't talking as much. Now, as far as Lamar and the contract and the ownership and whatnot, everything you said is spot on. I just don't know where we go from here. I do have to keep that door open or that possibility that, hey, Lamar Jackson may not be the quarterback in September. But as of right now, how are you currently feeling? Where do you think we'll go from here?
Down. Down. Like, what's that song? I'm going down. We're very down. Look, I said this 2 straight years, right? I want everyone to just take off your purple glasses just for 1 second and look at it from a realistic standpoint. We had the easiest schedule going down last year,
Yeah.
down the rest of the season, right? I think it was
Right.
6 games. It was by far the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Facts.
How much did we win those games by?
Yeah, if we did win any of those games, it was by 3 points or less, most likely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're looking at the team is constructed heavily on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
The problem with that is no matter how good and how dominant your defense is, the NFL has slated the rules to benefit the offense. So you might be able to hold them for a quarter. You might be able to hold them for an entire half. I'll even give you something better. They might be able to hold them for 3 quarters. But you know what happens? They get gassed. They get tired. They get winded. And that's when the floodgates open. And all of a sudden, big play, 69-yard touchdown. Oh, another 50-yard run. And then all of a sudden, a game that was 7-3 or 6-3 being dictated by the kickers is now a blowout. And now that quarterback that you have has to be able to do what? Bring you from behind. And I want to ask you right now, which quarterback do you think right now that we even have the opportunity of bringing in, much less a rookie, that can orchestrate multiple NFL comebacks at a high level, like we've seen a Lamar Jackson do?
Yeah, none.
So,
None.
And then on top of it, and this is on top of it to make it worse, we don't even have the proper weapons to orchestrate those comebacks. Because you know why? The team has been solely reliant on Lamar. You don't have the best weapons, but we need you to buy time to wait for them to get open. And if they don't get open after you buy time, run. Run. So all of that is gone. So now you're taking away your most dynamic player, your big play threat, your passer, your best runner. And you're saying, what we going to do? We're done. Like, who in the AFC North right now do you feel comfortable with us beating? Forget the rest of the league.
Say that again. Who in the AFC North what?
Who in the AFC North, without Lamar Jackson as our quarterback, do you feel comfortable saying we can beat them twice?
Oh, nah, yeah. Nobody. I said literally after the news, right? And again, the news happened at 10:50 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm still live streaming about 2 or 3 p.m. And I'm just having one of my little moments. And I'm like, man, if we really and truly think about this, without Lamar Jackson, can we say, and credit to it, and I don't like to speak on these guys because they're obviously our rivals, but credit to how Kenny Pickett and George Pickens and those guys finished the season. Are we better than the Steelers? We know what Joe Burrow, we know what Jamar Chase, Higgins, and all those guys are doing. Are we better than the Bengals?
No.
Deshaun Watson is getting another year in. Whole full entire offseason. Can we say we're better than the Browns right now?
No.
Probably not. So I mean,
and you know what's even crazier? I said this on a tweet. I said everybody is going against, the Browns are stupid. It's a stupid contract. They have no common sense at all. But they got the quarterback they wanted.
yeah.
And they have actually more cap space than we do. So now we're on the cusp of losing our premier player, while theirs gets another year under their system to reacclimate himself to NFL level football. You think the Browns are going to be bad next year the same way with Deshaun Watson? Come on now. Like, you have to take away feelings, right? And that's the problem. People are coming at this from an emotional standpoint. And I know I talk with a lot of fervor, but I'm not looking at this emotionally.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this statistically. We
Yeah.
are talking about Deshaun Watson. Every year he's played in the NFL, he was a top 6, not a top 10, a top 6 quarterback in the league. Browns have him. Kenny Pickett and them had one of the best records ending the season last year.
Yep.
And on top of it, they had one of the harder schedules ending the season last year, right? You got that going into. And now you got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, and you got the other what's it called? Wide receiver, what's his name?
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, bro. So you're looking at this team saying, okay, guys, we don't even have Tyler Huntley anymore, but go out there. We're going to give him the Raven way. Purple all day.
Yeah.
It's a lie. It's a lie. We're going to get crushed, creamed, demolished, and we're going to be sitting there like, can you imagine doing space with Bengal fans? Laughing? We're supposed to be the big bad organization. Y'all can't even retain a franchise quarterback. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be there for it. So I'm going to let you know when they get into facts and stats, I'm going to be like, peace. Straight up. Because you know they're going to come for our heads. Headshot.
Let me ask you a question. So, over the last 2 years, we made 2 big acquisitions, and where they both got big contracts. Marcus Williams, Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. Hell of a players. Kyle Hamilton, great rookie draft pick. He's going to be a stud next year for me, especially since we traded Chuck Clark. Let's try to speak on some positive things about around the Baltimore Ravens right now. Obviously, the Lamar thing is cloudy. How do you feel about Roquan, Marcus, Marlowe, and even Ojabo, and just the whole entire guys on the defensive side first? Then I'm gonna ask you about the offensive side in a minute.
You're not gonna like what I have to say. The positive for the Ravens is not the defense. See, this is what I'm saying being askew. This is, if you watch the defense, right? There's 2 statistics that stand out to me in the defense. One, even ending the year, they gave up the most fourth quarter points in the entire NFL. And number 2, they gave up the most plays of 10 yards or more in the entire NFL. I want you to think how many bad defenses were there last year. And they didn't even give that up. The only positive that I have for the Ravens next year is that the O-line gets another year to solidify. And you have J.K. Dobbins coming back pissed.
Yeah.
That's and and you can never forget about Justin Tucker, the sniper himself. Those are the only positives I have going into next season. And everybody should understand that. Think about it. In the O-line, I put Mark Andrews into there because even though he plays predominantly in the slot, the tight end a lot of times has to block or has to chip. So when you look at Mark Andrews, you look at the offensive line, having Tyler Linderbaum another year under center after getting his feet wet. He understands the system. They're going to hit the ground running in the Ty Monken system because Ty Monken likes to move his line. He does not like them just hitting straight. He wants to be able to have them moving. You know what I'm saying? Especially in zone schemes and everything else like that. With J.K. Dobbins and Gus coming back healthy and J.K. Dobbins being pissed more than anything else, those are the positives I'm taking away from the Ravens. I'm not positive on the defense. No. What question? What's the other cornerback we're going to use?
Yeah, I know, and that's why I was going to bring up to you because me personally, shout out to Marcus Peters. He had an outstanding career so far. I think he since he's been drafted, leads the league in interceptions. But I just don't like how he gets targeted or attacked quite often on that right side of the field. So he's currently a free agent. I don't know if we're going to bring him back. Probably not. So now that's another question mark. What we're going to do at that other cornerback position. So that's something we have to address in the draft, and we can't even address that in the offseason. Well, we can't even address that in free agency because Lamar Jackson is holding up so much of what we can potentially even do. Like our only move is Nelson Aguilar, and that's just that's stunning to me. That's shocking. It's a tough time to be a Ravens fan. We never had a star wide receiver not in their prime. I would say Steve Smith and Quan Bowden.
He was
They were on the backside. So
Definitely.
It's tough being a Ravens fan. I am looking forward to J.K. and Gus again next year, especially a hungry J.K. A J.K. that wants to be a 3-down back. He doesn't want to split. He wants to be the lead guy, and I'm fully behind that. Let me ask you another question though. It's another guy that we lost earlier on in the season. I was high on him going into the season. Thought he could be a 1,000-yard receiver for us. Rashad Bateman.
He's nice. The problem with him is that he's been injured.
Yeah.
And we've never had a full season worth of what he can do. He's had flashes and glimpses of excellence. So it's almost like, you know what it is? Do you remember the days when your grandmother used to cook dinner? Like when they would have the family coming over and your grandmother would cook, and then you're hungry, you can smell everything, and then you might walk on, Grandma, I'm hungry, because I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. She give you a little piece of chicken here, just put this in your mouth, hold you over. So you get all the flavoring in your mouth. So you get the taste, you're like, oh, this is going to be good. But you haven't ate yet. That's Rashad Bateman.
Okay.
We've gotten the tastes, we've got the glimpses and everything that you're like, boy, oh, but he has yet to finish a season. And right now, back-to-back seasons, we're talking about injury-prone Lamar. Rashad Bateman's entire NFL career now has been marred by injury.
Yeah.
So that's not good. So as much as I have upside for him, I think he has the absolute ability to be a number one receiver. I think he has the mindset to become a number one receiver. I think he has the skill set to become a number one wide receiver. The best ability is what? Availability.
Yeah.
So, and until he's fully available, you don't know.
Well, look, Nitro, I definitely appreciate you coming on to talk Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I have one thing to say to you. If you can just close this out, and if you can just like make a statement or a quote or some words to Lamar, what would you say?
Lamar, I know you hurt inside. I know the Ravens done you wrong, but brother, oh brother, please reconsider. Think about the hearts, the minds of the youth that you are crushing by leaving. We'll work something out. He will. Please just reevaluate the Ravens. We can't fly without you. We can't. Don't leave us in the hands of a greedy billionaire owner, please. You've already captured our creative minds. Don't take it away. Don't take it away. And that's what I gotta say to that man.
Yes, sir. Look, I appreciate that. Look, we on the same boat. We on the same page. if I can say something to Lamar, I'll say the same exact thing. I still got faith. And even his tweets last night, if you were aware of those, him tweeting out and responding to some fans saying that, if it was just about the money, I wouldn't have played week 1 through 12.
Exactly.
I wasn't 100% at all. So he cleared up some rumors. I wasn't 100% at all. I wasn't going to play in that playoff game because that's like shortening myself, shortening my teammates. So
I already knew.
Yeah, for sure.
I already
for sure,
knew.
For
Yeah,
sure.
because I hit him up personally. So I already knew. No, I'm serious.
Oh, you said you hit him up personally?
Yeah. Like, a lot of people don't know this. Yeah. We DM each other.
Oh, for real? You serious?
I just don't say anything because it's a personal conversation between two people. But that's why I already knew. Listen, that's why I try to tell everybody. One thing Lamar Jackson has always been is honest.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else in the Raven has been caught in a lie, except for him. Everything he's been transparent. And if he didn't want to be transparent, he just said,
yeah, exactly. Someone tweeted. I mean, someone said to me yesterday, I don't like that he needs to get off the internet. I said I'm on the other side of that. I actually like that he's tweeting. I actually like that he's interacting. Lamar hasn't said any words since he got hurt. And you guys, if you remember, he was on the sideline for one of the games, and he wasn't on the sideline. People are like, oh, well, why is Lamar not on the sideline? He cleared that up last night. He said that he had inflation in his knee, so they opted for him not to fly. So I'm glad that he cleared up some things.
He touched on it before. Remember, he said he gave a rundown of his injury.
Yeah,
because
did.
The team didn't do it. Because once again, he
tweeted that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if the Ravens aren't the ones putting it out, they're not stopping it neither. You get where I'm coming from? They're using it as leverage. They understand that Lamar Jackson is a rock star. and anything with his name trends. So instead of them having to say anything to degrade him, they're letting the media do their dirty work for him. And instead of saying and clearing up the air, saying, no, don't talk about our quarterback like that. If he was not injured, he'd be here like he was the first 12 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And those 12 weeks of the season, he had injuries, which he could have sat out with. Remember his thigh injury and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He didn't sit out. His hip injury, he didn't sit out. He kept playing. They didn't do that. They did not do that. And that spoke, their silence spoke values.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you well said. It was a we'll see you next week. Hopefully he'll be there. Hopefully this, hopefully that. Until Lamar tweeted out, the full extent of the injury. So listen, Nitro, I definitely appreciate you coming on episode 86 of Fact and Stats. Did you want to shout yourself out or anything like that, as far as your YouTube or anything?
Man, for everybody watching, the name is Nitro. You can catch me every single day on the Wonderkin Show on YouTube. Yeah, man, and we're growing every single day, almost at 2,000 subscribers under 5 months of being out. So we're growing exponentially, and we're growing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're growing. Yes, we're building a community. Team Wonderkin all the way.
I love it. I love to hear it. Last question to you, Nitro. Do you think
Yes,
Lamar
sir.
Jackson will be the Ravens starting quarterback in September?
50-50. It's
Okay.
50-50. Because I don't think he's going to play on the tag. It's only if he gets that deal.
Okay. We got some hope. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me, Facts. Thank you so much.